Macron démission!
The government says these were the most violent protests in Paris in over 50 years. On Saturday, 133 people were injured and more than 400 were arrested. The movement began 3 weeks ago on social media, with calls to protest attacks on fuel. But it's grown into a working-class revolt against the economic policies of President Emmanuel Macron. 27-year-old Jimmy Moreno came in from a nearby suburb. He works for the railways and voted for Macron.
C'est le peuple, tout bêtement, sans opinion politique. Nous sommes dans la rue tous par solidarité. La politique, notre politique, elle est corrompue.
The yellow vests that Jimmy and others are wearing have become a symbol. A law requires drivers to carry them, so they're easier to spot. Now, it's making their movement harder to ignore.
On retrouve une part d'humanité envers tout le monde. Tout le monde redevient humain. On est là pour une seule cause. Tout le monde met ses différends de côté.
Le peuple français.
Exactement. Nous sommes le peuple français, rien d'autre.
What's going on now? What are they chanting?
La démission de Macron, c'est ce qu'on souhaite. En premier, démission de Macron et changement de République pour être dans une vraie démocratie.
The taxes are designed to push drivers off the road to lower emissions. But people who can't afford to live in cities see it as a tax on the poor. Macron's Interior Ministry responded to the violence by deploying almost 70,000 officers, including 5,000 in Paris.
If the government thought that the extra security was going to calm protesters down, they were wrong. They've been here since 8 in the morning, and the police have been tear-gassing them all day.
By the afternoon, violent protesters were flipping cars and setting them on fire. In the centre of Paris, they smashed windows and attacked cafes and shops. Macron returned from the G20 in Argentina to take stock, but the government is preparing for more protests this weekend. You've had 3 weeks of protests now. People have died. There have been hundreds who've been injured and hundreds more who've been arrested. The government hasn't taken this serious enough, have they?
The government had taken it very, very seriously, but it's not only just a citizen protest, it's also a very violent one because of some people from the far left and the far right we had on Saturday.
Away from the protests that were violent, there are still yellow vest protesters who say, we represent the working and middle classes and we are the people that want to be listened to. Will you be responding to them?
Of course, and we are responding to them since the day we were elected.
But Macron has increased fuel tax, he's slashed wealth tax, he has loosened labour laws. How is that listening to the working and middle
classes? Labour laws is the way that you can get more and more people employed in France. But I think people listen to what they want to listen. I think people are able to listen to the changes that are implemented in their daily lives. But for taxes, they don't see the taxes that are decreasing, they just see the taxes that are increasing.
When the protests became too violent on Saturday, Jimmy left. He believes the police are too heavy-handed.
Voilà, c'est ça qu'ils nous ont envoyé. Elles ont été utilisées samedi 24 novembre. Donc les forces policières ont utilisé ça contre nous, contre le peuple.
Do you think that the scenes of violence that we've seen at the protests will undermine the credibility of the Yellow Vest movement?
Bien sûr que ça va nuire au mouvement, mais ça peut aussi le renforcer. Parce que le problème, c'est que justement, c'est toujours Monsieur Tout-le-Monde qui est dans le mouvement des Gilets jaunes. Ceux qui y participent sont en train de voir la violence du gouvernement envers nous. Et justement, c'est en train d'attiser une violence en nous qu'on n'avait pas auparavant. Et donc, pour l'instant, ça ne va pas terminer. Pour l'instant, c'est pas forcément une révolution, mais ça sent le début d'une révolution.